Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2023 Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Showdown, the largest international curling event in Canada this season. We're so glad you decided to join us to watch some of the top teams from around the world participate in this event. My name is Jesse Hamonic, and I'm the Vice President and Country Head of Nutrien Ag Solutions Canada. Like farming, curling brings our communities together, and Nutrien Ag Solutions is committed to promoting the diversity of sport within the communities where we work and live. We're so grateful to the Western Showdown team for allowing us to partner with them to bring you this event, and I want to wish you all, the teams, a safe and successful event.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2023 Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Curling Showdown. We're so glad you've decided to join us to come see some of the world's best curlers participate in this event. My name is Jim Grundy. I'm the Branch Director for RBC Dominion Securities here in Swift Current. Our branch is not only a huge fan and support of curling in our community, we're also proud to support the 2023 Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Curling Showdown, as RBC is committed to working with our community.
Check, check. 1, 2. I've got the bill.
Well, now I've got the tip.
Standard tip increased 2% this year.
That's why I keep you around. So, corn's looking great.
Well, our crop plan is working.
And we locked in that input financing at the perfect time.
Well, what do y'all think? Too blue? Not blue enough?
Try this.
Makes your eyes pop.
This could be our best yield yet.
And didn't we get this seed at a great financing rate?
Yeah, we did.
Iced tea?
Great idea.
Let's talk more about next year. I got some thoughts.
And I've got some numbers.
Nutrien Financial, financing that's in the field with you.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us here tonight on Saskatchewan Curling Stadium. Had a few technical difficulties with this particular game. I hope those of you that were wanting to watch the Kerry Galusha game have stuck with it. We've got the feed up now. I think we've got the audio up. We'll know in a few minutes. My name is Sean Joyce. Josh Music with me here this evening.
Glad to be here and touched late, but here nonetheless.
We've been able to see the screen, or at least Josh and I have been able to see the screen for about an end and a half now. It has been an entertaining game. That's unfortunate that we haven't been able to bring it to you. The GIM team out of Korea throwing the Redstones had the hammer in the opening end of play. Stole a deuce, stole a single. You can see that up on the board. The Galusha team, Joanne Rizzo throwing the fourth stones, were able to pick up the single in the fourth end just completed, now underway in the fifth. So where we sit right now, GIM with a 2-point lead and last rock, throwing the Redstones as we play in the fifth. Galusha sitting 1. Just maybe a sliver underneath cover.
Yeah, this is a Pool B matchup. Both teams currently sitting at 1-0. I'm going to run through the lineups quickly. We have Kerry Galusha out of the Yellowknife Curling Club in Yellowknife, Northwest Territories. Their skip is Kerry Galusha, alongside Sarah Colton, Margot Fleming, and Joanne Rizzo throwing the 4th stones, famously for this squad. They are currently number 38 in the world, sitting at number 19 in Canada, and of course the number 1 ranked team in the Northwest Territories. On the opposing side, throwing the Red Rocks, it's Team Gim from the Yonggi Curling Club in Uijeongbu, Korea. I tried my very best on that. Excuse my my English brain. If we have some Korean fans in the chat, I would love to be corrected, especially on these names. Uijeongbu, Korea. Jerry just corrected me. They are currently number 2 in the world, number 1 in the country of Korea. Their lead is Yeon Soy. Their second is Suji Kim. Their third is Minji Kim. And their skip famously by Eunji Kim.
The Galusha team continuing to sit 1 right now, looking to throw another guard. It's up to grab a piece of the center line. Probably would like to have the guards a little bit better lined up. There's still angle there if Gim wants to try to make a pass at getting a couple of stones removed. She just looks like she's just going to play the peel on the tighter guard right now. On the brush, looking for a little extra curl. Catches a solid piece of that stone, removes it from play, rolls the shooter out as well. We're on 3rd stones here in the 5th end. This is Margot Fleming looking to bring another guard in, a little tighter than the one that was just thrown. Probably try to replace the one that was just removed. Have to Christmas tree it a little bit. She doesn't mind leaving that shot stone partially exposed. If Yim goes after that and leaves her the double guard, it'll give her a chance to come around. She needs an opportunity to steal here if she can get one. 8 end games. And as Josh was mentioning already, playing round robin pools here in the women's play here in Swift Current keeps the commentators on our toes. We've got round robin pools for the women, but it's a triple knockout for the men. So 2 different draws to keep our eye on. Just looking to peel the tighter of the 2 guards again. Again, solid contact on the field, rolls the shooter away. Kerry Galusha skips the game for this team, but Joanne Rizzo throws the 4th stones. She's down the house end as well. Take a look at the situation. We're looking at the split. No mics on the players here, so I'm just trying to interpret what they're looking at. I think the fear here has to be, if you just play the straight come around, you're going to leave some kind of a double opportunity. They're looking at playing the split, perhaps, to try to keep their own rocks separated. And two schools of thought there. You want to perhaps have a chance to steal, but at the very least, you want to get a force here. You don't want to see a blank, so you don't want to leave that opportunity for the double. It looks like in the end, though, they've gone back to what should be the simpler shot, just a straight draw, come around on the in-turn side. Try to make the hardest shot you can find. Sometimes you don't make anything, and you give up an opportunity yet to reduce. There's still rocks for him to work with. Hunters have been on this most of the way down. Still a lot of room by the guard. Does move big here into a turn from the hog line in. They really were caught. They had to go a little bit for weight. They got enough finish at the end that it's probably 3/4 behind cover. It is a long guard. The Galusha team sitting 2 right now. Shot stone, the one just delivered, full forfeit. Maybe a sliver of the button. And Uijeongbu is going to have to move that stone if she's going to get shot rock. That broom placement looks like they're probably going to play something about hack weight. Don't think she can get to the nose doing that.
This is the first of the fifth end for the skip from Korea.
Got the offside sweep looking for some extra curl already. Good job by the brushers to get that last little bit of curl and enough weight to push it through the back and out of play. Shooter does roll out into the open though.
Yeah, Joanne's first draw was one that the Korean rink was almost always going to have a chance to get to, but it's going to leave her the chance to, I believe, hit and roll underneath both these yellows here, Sean? Is that what they're looking for?
Yeah, I'm just wondering that myself. How far is she going to try to roll? Because that guard is, the center guard is fairly long. If she just rolls dead buried, with the amount of curl that we've seen, granted we're only on day 2, we haven't seen a ton of shots, but we've seen enough to think that anything that's just dead buried on a guard that long, you can probably get at it to move it like she just did. So do you try to roll right in behind your stone in the 8-foot and tempt Uijeongbu to perhaps try the double?
I think that's probably the way you go with it. At the very least, make the Gim team look at something a little bit difficult for her single. This really needs to curl, though.
Yeah, the under roll was not the option there. You could over roll that, and at least you make her throw a tougher shot. This gives her essentially the same shot she just threw.
And if anything, it's a little easier. She can definitely see more of this rock.
She can get to the nose this time. She couldn't get to the nose the last time.
So Uijeongbu will toss her final red of the fifth end, hoping to score 1.
The danger here for Gimme, and you have to be conscious of this in the hack, try not to do it, because she can see more, because it looks a little easier. She threw great weight on her first stone. If you throw 10 feet more weight here because you can see more of it, it's going to run differently. She's iced it pretty close to the same ice she had on the first one. She needs to throw it the same. Once again, brushing for extra curl. Gets to the nose, does stay right there. Yim will pick up a single point here in the fifth end of play and restores that 3-point lead she had after 3. Will be Kerry Galusha with last rock in the 6th.
Light up your love for curling with our customizable neon LED lights from Letterlands. Choose your new neon mixed doubles partner or make a statement with a neon curling rock in your window. Also actual Letterlands. Use discount code WHOA for 15% off. Only at Letterlands.com.
We asked Saskatchewan what they know about 5G.
More speed, more innovation.
It's gonna make our lives a whole heck of a lot easier.
This is what 5G looks like.
Better, faster.
Sounds like one more G. Sounds pretty good.
I don't know what it means.
All you really need to know is the future of 5G is here and will continue improving through investments in network technology.
Swift Current is great because everybody that we do business with, we know on some sort of personal level.
What I love about Swift Current is the vibrant arts and culture community.
I really like Swift Current. We are not a big city, but the size of the city is really good and we have everything.
Swift Current is a great sports town, great teams and great fans.
People say, good morning, hi, how are you, even though we don't know each other.
So with the impact to my business and income, will this delay my retirement?
I know you're worried, Marshall, but based on the original plan we came up with, you're only about 6 months behind.
I thought it would be years, not months.
In play in the 6th, they don't have to go crazy just yet. If you get your deuce, get a force, get another deuce, that gets you into an extra end at least. And in the 5 rock free guard zone, when you've got last rock and playing hard for offense, those deuces can turn into 3s.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's one of the few positives for the Kerry Galusha team is they got 2 hammers left as long as they're able to score here. Quick saying hi to everybody in the YouTube chat on youtube.com/user/curling-zone. Quick hello to Chris, Keith, Dylan, Megan, Rick. Happy to have you, although we were quite late to the call.
Jim bringing another rock into the rings on the center line. They don't need any guards at this point in time. They're just putting those rocks in the middle, knowing that eventually Kerry Galusha is going to have to deal with it. For the time being, she's going to ignore them and try to set things up on the corner. It is interesting to me, at least, to see how teams want to approach this in the 5 rock free guard zone these days. There's a few different schools of thought as to how you set up your 2 corner guards. This is the more traditional way of setting it up, where you split the house with the 2 corner guards. I've seen a few teams even this weekend already play the 2 corner guards on the same side.
Yeah, I think this is the natural way. I think prevents an easier double.
It's probably a little bit more natural. You're right. The concern and the reason that teams don't always do it this way is because with the amount of curl that we've got towards the middle and it's such late finish, those 2 corner guards are both in the way of trying to draw to the button later on in the end.
That is also very true. Kerry Galusha back to residing behind the rings, calling the game. Sean, how good of chemistry does the skip need to have with the fourth rock thrower on a team where the skip and the fourth are playing different positions here?
Well, that's a great question. I've done it. It's not something that I myself am comfortable with, calling the last stone for somebody else. But there have been some good cases of teams that have done quite well at it. And this is one of those teams. They've been doing this now for a couple of years. Kerry did used to throw last, but I think since Joanne came on board, Kerry used to throw third stones, and now she's moved down to throw the lead stones. And I forget the story behind that, but I do believe it had something to do with, maybe Josh, was it a knee issue for Kerry?
I'm not 100% sure either.
Or was it back? It could have been back. At any rate, I'm sure she's healthy now, but I think it was one of those things where they found that it was working so well, they've just left it that way. To your question about the chemistry, it comes down to it's actually a factor for both players. Again, I said I've done it before where I was throwing third and calling the last stone for somebody else, and I wasn't comfortable calling that last stone for somebody else. So you've got to have that. So Kerry's got to be comfortable calling that rock for somebody else. And then that last rock thrower, it's the other side of the coin. You have to be confident and comfortable having somebody else make that call. So it won't work for everyone, but it is working for this team. They've had good success with it.
Yeah, you got to think Kerry's got a good judge on what Joanne's go-to is, where her confidence is, what she likes to throw.
And that factors not just into the last shot, but really you're playing the 7 shots ahead of that just to try to set up a shot that you're comfortable with for the 8.
Exactly. This is Sarah Colton throwing her final of the 6th end.
She's got room here to get under cover for sure. I wonder if they're trying to roll, but I think she's got room to get inside that red and roll past the red guard and perhaps get in behind the yellow corner. Don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of
trying.
good
That's a
spots
long
to roll
roll.
on a shot. This one needs to start curling though.
Well, not the roll they had in mind, but they are sitting 2 for the time being.
Yeah, that was a little close to call for about to hit the yellow in front there.
Yeah, that would have been a disaster.
Are you looking at the double here, Sean?
I would think so. And it's kind of you've got options here. If you hit it a little too thick to make the double, you probably roll in behind the red. But I think they're going to get caught right in between, jam it and roll out.
Kerry will be content to draw following that one. This is Margot Fleming in the hack now.
You don't really love coming around your opposition center guard, but there's no way to get around the corner right now. There'll have to be some good communication on this one coming down the sheet. You don't want to be too deep on this, and you say too deep and you're thinking behind the tee line. Well, even right at the tee line, maybe even full 4 foot, Jim will come down and freeze to it, and your scoring area gets really small.
Looks like if anything, it'll poke out the other side.
Yeah. little bit more than poke. It's
Yeah.
wide open in the port. No double available though.
That's a good thing. These rocks are far apart. They're just not even. And Kerry with 3 rocks left on each side. We'll have 2 sitting here before this hit comes down, of course.
Inji Kim with the out turn here, so looking to roll towards her own center guard. This is going to roll past it, all the way out of the rings. You could tell that Kerry Galusha is down 3. She didn't even, not even a twitch to try to sweep that rock over. She would have been happy for it to stick behind her own stone in the 12-foot.
Yeah, trying to generate something here. This is Margot Fleming's last. Nearing the end, they need to make something behind the guard. As of right now, they haven't had much so far this end under cover.
If you could bury something here in the top 8-foot, you could really put some pressure on the Gim team. Yes, they could hit the open stone, but if they hit the open stone and you have a chance to draw in undercover sit 2, all of a sudden 3 is in play. Again, it's going to come past the guard, and they're going to have room to make a play on the shot stone.
Yeah, just about a little tricky spot for the Galusha team trying to get directly where they need to be there. Going to leave the Kim team with another chance to just keep hitting. At this point in the end, they'll probably be content to give up a deuce. Keep hammering the 7th, up 1. Pretty high percentage win percentage in that scenario.
I'm not conceding the deuce yet, Josh. She's got a little bit more room this time. The last walk was dead center in the port, so she came across the face and rolled out. They're looking at trying to roll behind the yellow corner, I think, here. She's got room now. And if she can roll behind that yellow corner, she'd be shot rock. Boy, this is really curling. She might stay behind the red one.
And it looks like that was the late audible. Sean didn't get
Maybe.
there.
Yeah.
But a little bit of a sweep for curl at the end. Little late on the call there, but it's going to leave Joanne Rizzo possibly to hit and roll behind the yellow corner there.
We're late enough in the end now, though, that it doesn't matter. You make the roll now, they just hit the open stone and you're getting 2.
That's true. That's true.
They needed to bury one. They needed to bury that last shot. If they could have buried the 3rd's last stone, let him hit the open stone, now you're coming around again and 3's in play. Just trying to look at the overhead here. I do think she's got a roll, though. If she hits it on the nose, Gim could hit it again and still be shot rock. We certainly don't want to give Gim the chance to roll behind cover and take your end away. Boy, they're going to have to go just to get by.
Little kiss and it's going to miss.
Just enough of a kiss on the guard to go through. Doesn't touch any other rocks. Well, we didn't see the first couple of ends, the steals that went up. But you just have to wonder if that's the kind of game it's been for Joanne Rizzo.
Yeah, just an inch or 2, and that's really the difference. It's going to give the Kim team a huge chance to just put a ton of pressure on Joanne's last rock here. And in an end where the Galusha team was really, really pushing for at least a deuce, Really going to be a deflating finish to this sixth end here. Even if they can get their single.
For Gim, if she can roll back into the 8-foot here, full 8-foot, she could actually put this in a spot where Joanne Rizzo would have a hard time making a nose hit on either stone.
And this rock's moving early.
Yeah, she's not going to get the roll. Does stay right there, sits 2. Not even a thought about drawing here. Joanne's just going to play the same, make the same attempt she just threw.
Well, Sean, maybe the kiss on the first one makes the shot about an inch or two easier.
Well, and she wasn't that far from making it. I mean, if she gets by the guard on the first one, she probably makes the hit and roll under center.
Mm-hmm.
So final stone here, 6th end. Joanne Rizzo facing 2, already trailing by 3. Needs the nose hit to pick up her single. Sarah Colton just cleaning now, picking up the brush a little firmer from the opposite side, looking for some curl. Doesn't have a ton of room to roll to the outside. Going all in long, you needed to bury something. She makes the hit and roll behind the corner guard with her last one when she doesn't need it. Does pick up the single point, though. Closes to within 2 as they begin playing the 7th.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs.
Well, what do y'all think? Too blue? Not blue enough? Try this.
Makes your eyes pop.
This could be our best yield yet.
And didn't we get this seed at a great financing rate?
Yeah, we did.
Iced tea? Great idea. Let's talk more about next year. I got some thoughts.
And I've got some numbers.
Nutrien Financial, financing that's in the field.
I think undoubtedly there's going to be 2 center guards, and it does look like they're playing the tighter one first. That is not where you wanted it. You've got a center guard. It is touching the center line. That's important in the no tick zone. But that's about a halfway guard, and it's real tough now to throw a second guard and get separation. You either needed that tighter to the rings or higher. Not there. For the time being, the team can't do anything about the center guard, so looking to come around it. I'm going to put you on the spot, Josh, because I'd rather ask this question than answer it myself. If you're the Galusha team, are you thinking steal here, or do you keep in mind that you could force one? And as we were just talking about last end, 3s in the 5 rock free guard zone aren't uncommon. In fact, last end had the Galusha team buried. I think they had 3 chances to bury a stone and could have brought 3 into play and just didn't get one buried properly. But which is easier? I mean, if you are going to steal here in 7, you've got to steal 7, 8, and 9 to win the game.
Yeah, I think there's 2 ways to approach that question. There's, the game you're currently playing and what you do, and there's my opinion. And I think if you're playing this game, you probably believe in the setup you had last end. You had the double corners, you had chances to get under, had chances to put pressure on where you could have maybe buried a couple under cover and been able to put some more pressure on. They just weren't making the shots, and an uncharacteristic miss by Joanne on her first, which didn't allow them to get set up for the deuce. I think you probably take a steal here if you can get it.
She'll have to see how it sets up. But if you take the steal here, you got to steal 7, 8, and 9. If you force one here, you're forcing take 3, and you only have to steal once.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
You're still gonna have to steal an extra end.
Yeah, I think either way, you let this play out how it sets up. I don't think you're mad about a force for sure. As the Kim team comes right back down, just outside the 4-foot. Up to 156 viewers on curlingzone.com and curlingzone/YouTube or youtube.com/curlingzone. My mistake.
Maybe a bit of a mistake there for the game team. They wanted to come in on top, but I don't know if they wanted to leave a stagger like that on the 2 redstones. Kerry Galusha is going to look to use those 2 as guards, come to the back of the 4-foot around both of them.
Yeah, we'll see if Sarah Colton can get there. Looks like it needs the brush.
These are always tough shots when you're trying to come around 2 stones like that and have to come to the back of the house, because for the most part, you never throw to the back of the house on purpose.
Yeah, it's not when you practice.
It's usually a mistake.
Much.
So when you have to try to make it on purpose, it becomes a much more difficult shot.
I think in my competitive days, I could have hit the back 4 anytime, even when it wasn't asked.
You had that in your back pocket, did you?
Yeah, just about any day.
Just looking for the straight peel there on the longer guard. I thought she might try to play a double peel somewhere. That maybe is the luxury of a 2-point lead with last rock, is you don't have to get too aggressive here.
This is the last rock for the second from the Northwest Territory, Sarah Colton.
With coming up short on her last one, at least now she's got an easier guard to get around. She can just play a straight come around on the rock she just threw, not having to try to come behind stones at the top of the 4-foot.
This one looks like it's sliding.
A little bit more weight and a lot more line. You see the offside sweep, an unusual offside sweep, trying to get a little bit extra curl out of it. Does get it buried around the guard she threw on her first one. Back 8-foot, 3rd shot for now. And now it looks like a double peel attempt.
This is the last rock for the Korean second, Suji Kim.
It's going to be close to the double peel. Catches the second one a little thick, spills it into the rings, but the important part there for the Koreans is they have opened up the middle.
Yeah, you take that one all day.
Yeah, if you're Gim, you'd actually like to convince Kerry Galusha to hit those 2 reds. You don't like them overlapped the way they are.
This is Margot Fleming settling into the hack for her first of the 7th end.
Well, I asked you earlier on in the end, Josh, if you were happy with a steal or trying for the force here, and a lot of cases, you don't ever get to make that choice. As we said, you have to wait and see how the end plays out. But the way this is going, it looks like Kerry Galusha is going to have a choice to make. At some point in time, you have to make a play on those 2 red stones and just be happy with the force. If you throw one too many guards, Jim might just decide, well, we're going to score 2 or 3 here.
Yeah, it's a tough decision when to stop and when to take the play into the rings, especially in an end like this where it looks like, a single guard isn't going to keep much. The Korean team's going to be content to keep peeling here.
Might get 2 here.
Wow.
Catches enough of it to drive it through the back and out of play. On the third final stone here, you throw one more guard. I think you have to assume that they're going to peel one more. But would you still throw a guard with Joanne's first?
I think I'm probably settling in. If it's me in the house right now, I'm probably settling into the fact that I need to concede to a force here.
And this is
Guards
the game,
back up. Wow.
This is the game of cat and mouse that you get into when you've got these situations. Gim knows that Kerry Galusha is probably not going to throw one more guard.
It looks like she's going to look to juggle those reds around a bit.
Yeah, she's got a nice setup in the house, but she doesn't like that overlap. A chance to sit 3. And it does look like she's trying to tap it. I guess ideally, if you're Gim, you make the little tap, break the freeze that's there, leave your shooter and the first red stone dead lined up to the button in a perfect world. That indication almost looks like she's trying to angle another one. I can't imagine that's what she wants.
No, they're set up nicely so you can bump that shot rock red just a touch deeper, and it's going to be almost completely under that yellow guard there. And like you said, roll the other 2 completely lined up to the button so that if Kerry does put anything back there, it's a pretty natural double hit to get it back there. This is Minji Kim in the hack for Team Gim.
Off it early, but they pick up the brush at about the halfway point. Both brushers, usually an indication they need some weight here.
It needs to hold the angle here. Yeah, that's probably not the outcome they wanted on that shot. Joanne's going to try and come around everything.
Yeah, looks like it.
Not a lot of tolerance. You probably need to bite the button almost at this point.
Yeah, I don't love this call, I'll be honest. She's got enough of that redstone that was just delivered. She could come down, kill 2 redstones, and she's still going to leave 3 rocks in the middle, and she'll have a shot for her last one. This is kind of all or nothing on your first stone. If you don't make it, the shot you're going to have left for your last one is going to be harder still.
Yeah, I think Kerry must like what she's seeing with those 3 reds up there and have a lot of confidence in this draw from Joanne. Sweepers seem to like it out of her hand. They're on it now.
Still has a lot of room. Sweeping for some curl now.
Yeah, just about perfect weight.
I think she's shot rock, but still probably about half open.
And the Kim team will be pretty content to draw right 2 there.
Well, I think she'll try to move it, but she can throw a fairly quiet weight at this, and then if you happen to crash the front, you're probably bumping one of the reds up for shot rock.
That's true as well.
She only needs to throw hack weight here, and if she rubs coming by, she'll move her own in for shot rock.
It's got maybe, what, a thin quarter from the hack, you think?
No, I'd say...
Maybe not quite.
Yeah, I'd say more than that. Probably a third. And you just saw it even with Joanne's with the draw. I mean, she was by the stone in the 8-foot by 6 to 8 inches and ended up buried half a rock. Like, all the movement is late here.
You're right about that, for sure. We saw even Kim's in the 5th end. Couple soft weight hits that were moving pretty late.
Well, they picked up the brush early. Now backed away, back and forth with the call. And she's by her own. Great shot, makes the hit. Removes that stone from play. And it's, once again, Kim sitting 3. Joanne Rizzo looking to come around again. She did have lots of room around the 2 stones in the 8-foot for the last attempt. If she could get a little tighter coming by that one, she might be able to bury it, dead bury it. Again, she's going to have to be a sliver to the back of the butt.
Yeah, you did disagree with the initial call. With the, I think one of the positives about this is that she's going to have the same. I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing with you, but she's going to have the same shot twice, which you always think on the second one, as a 4th rock thrower, at least you got to make it.
She was always going to have a draw for the last one anyway. She might have had more room. This one getting a little tighter to that red stone. They're going to have to go to get it by. I don't know if she's getting by.
No, she won't.
Touches the second stone and comes to rest for... Boy, it's hard to tell who's second shot right now.
I think it might be yellow. Keep in mind, Sean and I both wear glasses.
There is a double there for 5. Doesn't need it. You get 2 here, they're probably shaking hands. Even if you just pick it out and roll out, you're getting 3. If you dead jam it, you're probably getting, well, you're getting 2 for sure, and you're probably getting 3. Your shooter, I think, would be in far enough to get the 3rd point if you dead jam it. Maybe not. Hard to tell.
But here's a skip from Uijeongbu, Korea.
Makes the hit, catches the second stone, and well, when you roll it that far out, we know it's 5, and 5 is too many. Kerry Galusha will look to shake hands and move on to play in her next one. Both of these teams will be on the ice again tomorrow. A solid effort from the Gim team. They controlled this game from the open. Didn't have last rock to start, but managed to score early and score often and score big here to close things out. It goes into the books of the 9-2 final. We'll apologize one last time for the technical difficulties. We do thank those of you who stuck with us and we're here to watch the end of this game. I am Sean Joyce. I was here with Josh. And thank you for joining us. Stay with us all weekend long. Men's and women's action here from the event in Swift Current. We've got I think it's 5 draws a day tomorrow and Saturday, and quarterfinals, semis, and finals in both events on Sunday. It'll all be right here on the SaskTel Curling Stadium.